Hey everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Bites Whiskey Reviews with a gaming twist. I'm Clifton, and today we're reviewing Foregate Ruby Rye Springs. So first of all, I want to say a huge thank you to Foregate for sending me this sample. They've actually also sent me their previous batch, which I'll put a link to the video up there. But this is their latest batch, batch 11, called Ruby Rye Springs. This 113.4 proof straight rye whiskey was aged for 7 years in American oak and then aged for 45 days in ruby port wine casks. So these barrels originally held ruby port wine, which is a sweeter variety of wine, but then after that they were used to age rum. So it's kind of a blend of the port and the rum finish on this whiskey. I'm really excited to get into it. I've had a port finished rye and I've had a rum finished rye. Never had a port rum finish cask, so I'm really excited to see what it does for this Indiana rye whiskey. So there are only 1,444 bottles from this release, so it's a relatively small batch. Retail price on it is about $185. I know it was in Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, but also available for purchase online at sites like Sealbox. So let's go and give this a nose. Wow, that's a lot of red, bright fruit on that one. I did have their last batch, the split stave rye, right before this, just to kind of set my mind for what that 7-year-old Indiana rye tastes like. But the nose is completely different. Definitely a lot of port influence on the nose. Now, it is sweet. I don't know if that's because it's like a sweeter variety of port. I'm not a port guy. But it could also be the rum, because every rum finished whiskey I've ever had has always been really sweet. So it's nice. So it's a nice balance of fruitiness and sweetness. Yeah, it's almost like a strawberry candy with how sweet it is. Yeah, it's like a strawberry or like a cranberries and cream kind of note. Still with that rye spice, but I think that's what's front and center with this whiskey. But let's go ahead and give it a taste. Cheers. That is really good. So they did work with Kelvin Cooperage to actually source these barrels, but they knew as soon as they started that they would be great with a rye whiskey, and I think they made a good choice. It is very similar to another port finished rye whiskey, Midwinter's Night Dram from High West. Really love that one. I always get it around the holiday time. This one's a little brighter though. I feel like this is less of a Christmas drink and more of like a anytime you want a sweet dessert drink. I also think this one has a great mouthfeel, especially compared to the one from last year. This one's a lot thicker and oilier in the mouth. It's like a creamy, baked good with lots of red fruit in it. Definitely some raspberry, some cranberry, a little bit of strawberry on the finish, but it's still really bright fruits mixed with a bit of cream. I'm being serious, this is actually one of the best finished rye whiskeys I've ever had. I think it completely transforms this whiskey, because I know this Indiana rye whiskey very well, but adding the port rum cask finish on it really transforms it. It makes it into a completely different taste. I mean, yes, I can tell that it's a rye, but it's one of the most deep and rich ryes I've ever had. And like I said, I have had a rum finished rye. That was Angel's Envy rye. By the way, if you missed that review, I'll put a link up there, but that one was a molasses bomb. This one, I guess, has a little bit of the molasses on the finish from the rum. Definitely isn't jumping out of the glass at me as much as the port is, but I definitely feel like it played a part in adding to the richness of it, which is, again, unlike any other rye whiskey I've ever had. So I guess the real question is it worth the price tag? I think if you are a rye whiskey lover, and especially if you like the rye whiskey coming out of Indiana, and have tried some other red wine finish ryes, this one is absolutely the best expression I've ever had of it. This one, I would go out and buy a bottle if I saw it on the shelf. But again, you gotta be a rye whiskey lover and you gotta appreciate that red wine finish. But I checked both those boxes, so it is a winner for me. So thank y'all so much for watching. Let me know, have you tried any Foregate whiskey? They're a relatively new brand as far as I'm aware, but they're putting out some really great stuff. They're sourcing some amazing whiskeys and doing some really cool things with the barrels and the finish. If you're new here and you are not yet subscribed to the channel, I would freaking love if you hit the subscribe button down below and hit the thumbs up while you're down there. And if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video or do a live stream, just hit that bell button down below and you'll be notified. So until next time, this has been Bourbon Bites, whiskey reviews with the gaming twist. I'm Clifton, cheers, and I'll see you on next video.